So once again, 4.10 is what we're doing today with the rational zeros theorem, okay? Once again, you take P sub naught, or P over Q. All right, so what is the P? What is the P? Well, obviously, yeah, you can read that. But what is the number? What is the number? It's staring in the face, just tell me that number. 12, that's correct. Thank you. It's 12. And what's the Q? 1 is correct. It would be 1. That's right. Okay, all right, so that's very good. Okay. All right, so it's going to be 12 over 1, right? 12 is the last number, and 1 is the first number, right? Okay, yeah, so here's what's going on. What you got to say to yourself is, what are all the numbers that you can multiply together to give you the number 12? What are all the numbers that you can multiply together to give you the number 12, okay? And so you write down all those factors, right? So 3 times 4, and 1 times 12, and 2 times 6. Okay, those are all the numbers multiplied together to give you the number 12. Okay, but here's the thing. It's not just those numbers. It's all the positives of those and all the negatives of those, right? So it's plus or minus, okay? Okay, well, what are all the numbers multiplied to give you 1? 1 times 1, right? So put 1 on the bottom. Okay, now, but it's not all the positives, it's also all the negatives. So it's plus or minus, right? Okay. All those combinations give you the number 12. Positive 3 times positive 4, or negative 3 times negative 4. Positive 1 times positive 12, or negative 1 times negative 12, or positive 2 times positive 6, or negative 2 times negative 6. Okay, now your job then is to summarize what are all those numbers. Okay, so it's easy, you just heard that, right? Okay, so here's what you're going to do. To write down your answer, you're going to do this. Put a little bracket and then say, okay, here are my answers then. It's plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 6, and plus or minus 12. All those things are possible rational zeros of this polynomial. Now, are all of them rational zeros? No, just some of them are, right? But these are all the possible combinations you can have to be rational zeros. Okay, so here comes the B. All right, so we got what's the P? Negative 10, right? Okay, and what's the Q? 4, right? Okay, all right. So now, what are all the combinations of 10 that you got? All the factors, right? So it's going to be okay. Okay, these are the combinations you got. Plus or minus 1 times plus or minus 10, and plus or minus 2 times plus or minus 5, right? Those combinations give you the number 10. Okay, all right. Well, not one, yeah, at the end for the final answer, yeah, the answer is yes. But right now, we're just kind of playing this, right? Okay, now look at 4. What things that multiply give you the number 4? 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. Okay, so you understand that. So that's what you're going to see on the bottom. You see, you got 1 times 4 and 2 times 2, right? So those are the possible combinations on the bottom for the number 4. Okay, now this one gets real challenging, right? Okay, so this is not near as easy as the top one. All right, so look, let's start with the number 1 here. What combinations do you have? Well, you have 1 over 1, right? You have 1 over 1. You're going to see all the combinations. So you have a huge answer. You have 1 over 1, which gives you plus or minus 1. You have 1 over 2, which gives you plus or minus 1/2. Plus or minus 1/2. Beautiful, right? Plus or minus 1/2. You've got 1 over 4, which gives you plus or minus 1/4, right, plus or minus 1/4. That's what you're going to see. Okay, now what you just did is you took care of all the ones. Took care of all the ones. All right, now we're going to go to 5, right? So you got 5 over 1, which gives you plus or minus 5, plus or minus 5, right? There you go. You've got 5 over 2, which gives you plus or minus 5 halves, right? Yeah, 5 over 2, 5 halves, plus or minus 5 halves. Question. You got 5 over 4, which gives you plus or minus 5 fourths, right? Plus or minus 5 fourths. And then takes your whole of 5s. Okay, now you got 2 over 1, which gives you plus or minus 2, plus or minus 2. You've got 2 over 2, which gives you plus or minus 1. Oh, but wait, we've already got that on the board, don't we? Okay, so you see that one, we just say, already got that, don't have to write it down twice. Okay, we got 2 over 4, which gives you plus or minus a half. Oh, but wait, we've already got that one on the board, don't have to write it down again, makes sense? Okay, so all the 2's is taken care of, right? All right, now we get to 10. We got 10 over 1, which gives you plus or minus 10. Okay, that one we can write down. We don't have that. Plus or minus 10. Okay, we got 10 over 2, which gives you plus or minus 5. Oh, wait, we already got that one. We have to write it down again. Okay, we got 10 over 4, which gives you plus or minus 5 over 2. Oh, but wait, we already got that. All right, so then is that our answer then? All right, so we got the answer. There it is. Okay, so find out the real zeros of this polynomial, right? Okay, so let's do P over Q. So P is, okay, plus or minus 20 over plus or minus 1, right? And so what we do then is we find out all the combinations, right? So here come the combinations now. Okay, first period they said, okay, let's pick the number 2, they decided. All right, now here's the thing. When you pick 2, you got 2 choices. One is to plug in the numbers, right? Substitution, but not smart, right? The smarter way is to use what? Synthetic, right? Use your synthetic. That's what we have been teaching you, the synthetic. So I put a 2 into my synthetic here, right? And now I go through and figure out what it's going to be. And guess what? That 2 gives me the number what? 18 at the end. Now, is 18 a 0? No, we would expect 0 to be a 0, right? So what did you just find out? 2 is not the right thing. Okay? So then you have to pick another number. It's like, okay, well, 2 doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, so the first period said, let's pick the number 4. Okay? And they stuck it in here, right? And look what they found out. 4 is a 0. They found out, oh my gosh, 4 works. 4 is a 0. That's one of my zeros. Because I get 0 at the end, right?
Why is it not smart to do it the substitution way?
You can if you want to. I think the opinion is though it's so much more time consuming to do it that way. But you can do that if you want to. Okay, pretty good so far. So here's the thing that they figured out. They said, oh my gosh, wait. I've got it down to what form now? What is that? It's quadratic now. They said it's down to quadratic. Oh, look. Now I know what to do. Once I get it down to quadratic, what can you do now? Factor it, right. So what 2 numbers multiply give you -5, but add to give you -4. -5 and 1. So look what they did. This is old stuff now. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, look, x minus 5 times x plus 1 is 0. So how much will my x be here? 5. 5 is a 0. How much will my x be here? -1. -1 is a 0. Oh my gosh, all I have to do is find just one of them, get it to quadratic, and break the quadratic down, and then I find my answer. So what's my answer for this? It's going to be -1 and 4 and 5, right? -1 and 4 and 5. So that's the purpose of this, is just to get this thing to break it down to quadratic. And once you get to quadratic, then you know all these different ways of solving it, right? So, all right, so the first thing is find all the real zeros, right? Now, how many real zeros are there? Let me ask you that first. There are 4, right? You see it's to the 4th power, therefore there are 4 real zeros, right? Okay, so here we go. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to do P over Q. So here we go, P over Q, right? Which is 12 over 10, plus or minus, right? Okay, now look at this. That's going to make a whole bunch of these combinations, right? You'll see all these combinations. Here they all are, right? Here they all are, right there. Okay, so you got 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4 on the top, and 1, 10, 2, 5 on the bottom, right? So when you think about that, look, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 6 times 4 is 24 plus or minus 48 possible maximum combinations, of which you've got to find 4 of those 48, and you'll be able to get the problem right. So you see the challenge we got here, right? You see the challenge. It's getting funny out, holy cow, what could they possibly be? Okay, positive 0 and positive 1, tell me all the answers, right? Okay, so here's what you're going to see, right? And you look at all the combinations. Look, here are all the answers between 0 and 1 that we got. Right? Here are all the answers. So we got 1/5, 4/5, 3/5, 1/2, 2/5, 1/10, and 3/10. That's a wild guess, but at least you know it's going to be one of those, right? At least you know it's going to be one of those. You just don't know which one it is. But you got it down. You got the limits.
Why is it specifically?
Well, look at your graph once again. Look at your first period here. Okay, so first period said, let's choose this. Let's choose 1/2 inside. Let's choose 1/2. So they put 1/2 down, right? And they put down their synthetic, right? And they worked it out. Now, what they're looking for is hoping that the 1/2 equals 0 at the end, right? So they went through for 1/2, right? All right, and here's what they found out as they went through all this. Okay. Is that 12 minus 7.75 going to give you a number 0? So what did you just find out? 1/2 is not it. 1/2 is not it, right?
Good morning, teachers. It is
Okay.
time for your second period attendance. So if you've not done so, please do so at this time. And
This is what she did. She said, let's try this one instead. Let's try, hold on here. We erased all this and tried a different number. And she said, let's try 3/5 instead. She said, I think 3/5 is going to work. So we tried 3/5. And when we tried 3/5, guess what? It worked. 3/5 is right. Oh my gosh, I found one. It's 3/5. Okay, easy lesson, you're learning, okay, but you're doing good. Okay, so there's that, we got pretty, well, guess what, -1/2 doesn't work, right? Guess what they got, that's -2/5. Wait, maybe not, maybe it is -1/2, oh, you're right, hold on. Let's try -3/10, wait, let's try this. No, that doesn't work, so let's try -1/2. Oh, wait, look at there. Sure enough, you're right. It's -1/2. You got it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put this into quadratic form, right? Okay, so here's 10x squared minus 10x minus 40 equals 0. Okay, now how are you going to solve this? You're going to factor it, right? So what's the common factor? It's 10. So let's take the 10 out. Here comes the 10 out of there. Okay, we get this. Okay, now you're going to ask yourself this. Once you get there. What two numbers multiply gives you -4, but add to get you -1. What two numbers? So since you can't factor this, right, I'm going to use the quadratic formula to solve it, right? And that's what you're going to see happen. So here you go. Here's the quadratic formula being used. And there's what you get is the other two zeros right there.